Hello, hello, hello. I pray that as you are hearing this, that all is well with you. And I'm recording this on Mother's Day, May 12th, 2024. And I just wanted to share with you some of my motherly wisdom on the different seasons of motherhood, being this is Mother's Day. It hopefully will be helpful for those of you who are maybe expecting to be mothers, already mothers, no matter what age. Hopefully, I will give you some insight just to share because it's on my heart. So often, as mothers, we don't really get anyone to sit down and talk to us and tell us different things that are normal that we feel the different challenges that we face in the different seasons of being a mother. To everything, there is a season for all things, and there's nothing new under the sun. And so, in this discussion, I just want to just do an overview or just briefly touch on the various seasons of motherhood. And again, happy Mother's Day to all of you aspiring to be mothers, those that are mothers, whether you're godmother, adopted mother, spiritual mother, auntie, cousin, whatever that may be, but that you stand in the stead or in the role of a mother. And in this journey called life, it's tough and it's rewarding and it's tough, but also on top of that, being a mother, that's a whole separate journey. It comes with its challenges and its rewards all of its own. And so there are different phases or different seasons of motherhood, and each of them are distinct with their own joys and with their own challenges. So let's start with the first one, which is that season of pregnancy for a mom. With that season comes a lot of anticipation, a lot of physical changes, of course, to the body, but also a lot of emotional and mental changes that occur during the pregnancy. And they can be both exciting and joyful, but also on the flip side, they can be challenging, and some challenges are presented during the pregnancy season of being a mother. It can be anything from morning sickness to just preparing for childbirth all in its own. It's a great transformation period for a woman to go from motherhood to, excuse me, to go from just being a woman to motherhood. Now, that pregnancy, if you are carrying the child, is one thing, but also pregnancy may have a natural pregnancy, but if you are maybe adopting a child or adjusting to a new child being in your home or in your space or that you are responsible for, even if you did not give birth naturally to that child, there are still some challenges. And then the next phase would be the newborn stage. And in that phase or that season of life is as a mother, lots of sleepless nights, round the clock feeding, just adjusting to all the new demands that you've never had to adjust to before in caring for a newborn. And some of these challenges can be can deprive you of whether it's sleep or just your own time for self-care. That includes even some postpartum recovery, and some of that may be postpartum emotionally, mentally, physically, and all of that, and even financially, and just learning to understand and meeting the needs of that new baby. Again, that's naturally. But if you did not give birth to that child and you still have the responsibility or assisting or standing in the shoes of a mother of a newborn, it still has its same challenges. And then the baby goes from a newborn to an infant. And in that infant stage and going into the toddler stage, as the baby grows and matures, the baby becomes more active and more curious, and different set of challenges show up. And this season can include just the mother navigating these different milestones, like how to adjust to the crawling and the walking and the talking, and managing the temper tantrums, and just establishing routines to help get that child, that infant, that toddler in a routine to make it easier, not only for the child, but also for you standing in the shoes of a mother in that season. And then it goes to the next season, which is a preschool, being a mom of a preschooler, or the mom of an early childhood, of a child in early childhood education. In this phase, it's, lots of exploration. The children are wanting to be more independent. They're exploring. They're all over the place. They're looking for their own independence, wanting to do it on their own. Even socialization, how to get along with others, how to share, how to allow others in their space, and just learning more about life that whole season. And as that child learns, so does the woman that stands in the place as mother, the mother. Different challenges include, for the mother, potty training, managing their behavior, again, their temper tantrums, how to balance that demand of that child now, not just being still laying in that crib, or but having the demanding needs of that child verbally, expressing what they want, what they do not want, having the patience to go with that. A whole new season that you cannot be prepared for, that nobody can prepare you for. You don't know how your child, or the child that you're responsible for, is going to behave in this season, because each child is different. And even if it's not your first, no matter how many children you have, or even grandchildren or nieces and nephews, they all are different. They may behave totally different at the same ages that the other ones were. So, all of these challenges come with that season of being a mother for a child or children of that age. Then there's demands of work, whether you work inside of the home or whether you work outside of the home. There is a balance that must take place, a whole new season with new balancing the demands of work and the demands of childcare, possibly, and just that demands of giving the attention to that child that demands that attention. But so does other parts of your life demand the attention as well. And then it goes into the season of a school age child. And a school age child, as the child enters school, mothers face a whole new set of challenges, like academics, the pressure that comes from being academically, that they fit in academically, extracurricular activities. They want to get into different things: dance, sports, music, and all kind of things that they want to be a part of in addition to the academics. And then just navigating, assisting them in navigating their friendships, who they choose as friends, who they say is not their friends, how they get attached to people, and socialization, and how are they introvert, extrovert? Do they allow themselves to get along with others or not? Do they play well or work well with others? How well do they blend in with their classmates or school friends or whatever? It's a whole new set of challenges and joys in that season of motherhood. So it requires, again, a whole nother new level of balancing the work, the school, and the extracurricular involvement. And along with that, family time. Family time in this season of motherhood is crucial. These are that formative years, the time, quality time should be spent with the child, other than the extracurricular activities, other than the academic activities, other than just socializing them with their friends, but also the crucial bonding for that child in those formative years, to have conversations, to create open communication with that child during this season of motherhood. Because if that season of motherhood, with the challenges that it brings, is qualities time is spent, it will make things better in the next season of motherhood, which goes into the adolescence or the teen years. And during those teen years of adolescence, if I tell you there's a whole new set of challenges, like who is this child? Where did this child come from? This doesn't seem like the same child. Where are they getting this from? They have mood swings, they have peer pressure, and they navigate issues these days that we didn't have to navigate in the times that you may have been a child, or definitely not when I was a child. But there's a whole new set of issues, social media, dating, and all these things that go with social media and go with peer pressure and go with the things that they hear, that they see, that they're exposed to, so many different things. So mothers in this season often struggle with just finding that balance between giving their teens their independence and providing the guidance that is absolutely necessary, but yet guiding them in a supportive way that they feel supported without feeling as though they are being told what to do all of the time. So there's that balance. But all of these seasons of life as a mother, there's some things in society that causes you as a mother to may feel guilt or self-doubt, like doubting, am I being a good mother? Should I have done it that way? Should I do it the way everybody else is doing it? Or maybe I shouldn't. And what works for my child? And I'm not sure if this is the right thing to do or not. And at sometimes you are not sure at that time. You just go with that gut instinct as a mother. Because um, when you became a mother, all of the tools, all of the things that you needed is not outside of you, but the answers that you seek come from within you, and you are equipped. It's just tapping into that discernment, to that guidance, and asking from a higher source, and asking God, the universe, or whatever you deem as your higher divinity to assist with being that mother and standing your ground for what you know is right and best for you, the child, and all that's involved in the household. Very important for mothers to prioritize, make sure self care is in there towards the top of that list, seeking support from friends and families and even professional help if necessary, and knowing that it's okay to ask for help when help is needed, because every season of motherhood brings unique joys and highs, as well as goals and challenges, and ultimately just contribute to the growth of the child, but also contribute to the growth of the mother. As a mother in the different seasons of being a mother, it also develops and grows you as an individual, as a soul, empowering you, strengthening you, training you for the next season of that child, or the season of another child's life. Again, that pregnancy may bring some physical and emotional changes, whatever that may be, but also the newborn with the sleepless nights and all of those things, even though at the time you may not feel like it's growing you, but it actually is growing you as that child grows. Even that toddlerhood stage and that infant stage, as those babies grow into toddlers, then the mothers are learning to navigate those different milestones. Then that trains you and prepares you to navigate through the milestones that come later in life. And it creates that balance within, or it provokes or motivates you for more self-care and creating a balance, not just for you and your family, but a balance for you as an individual, as a woman, as a mother, with that divine power that has been placed within you to be a mother. Uh, and think about managing those temper tantrums. If you, as a mother, have the patience to do what it takes to manage temper tantrums when that child is in the toddler stage, then imagine that same energy that you use to manage those tantrums that you use outside of the role of being a mother. Because as a mother, we wear many hats. And so all of these hats that we wear, although they may have different labels, they may involve different people, but they all interconnect with one another, and they all help support one another as far as our wisdom that goes with it, our balance, our discernment, and the strength that it takes to endure, having the perseverance to continue on, and without even knowing if we're doing it right, just having the faith to believe that it's going to work out all right for the good of the child and the good of ourselves. So it requires constant supervision. Children at that age, at a younger age, require constant supervision. And just like as we go through the different seasons of having a child or being a mother, we are incubators and we carry spiritual babies. We birth creative ideas as mothers. And so being a mother of a physical baby in the different seasons help prepare us to be a mother of these creative ideas and the purpose that we've been called to do, to nurture and to allow these things to grow and to make sure that we are keeping everything balanced and not allowing it to get out of hand, but making sure that we're seeking guidance all along the way as we guide and as we nurture what it is that we have been given to nurture. Requires constant, and the needs of a developing child is always changing. So is the needs of the purpose that we've been given, and the needs of the things within us that are developing and growing and evolving. Just like the preschool and early childhood season, that's when the mothers actually guide the children through exploring their independence, as I talked about, and that socialization. And so, as mothers, we also are exploring and learning more about who we are as a woman, as a human, as a mother, and whatever other labels, as a Christian, if you are a Christian. But it challenges you, it motivates you to put more action into it, to supervise what you need to supervise and make sure that you don't get lax in what you're doing. And just like the challenges that come with potty training and managing that behavior and balancing those responsibilities, those same qualities are necessary even if it's not a physical baby. So it is grooming you and preparing you for something greater. The school age children, as I said, they require lots of support. And they're accomplishing things academically and sports wise and in extracurricular activities, but they have accomplished, they rewarded, and they must get the support to know that they are not alone and they're doing okay. That is the development that is needed, and sometimes only a mother or the nurturing trait or characteristic that has been given to women to nurture children. Only a woman can do those things in that way. It's not discounting the men at all, because a man has been given their own way to do the same or participate in the same way as a parent, but in a father role as a male. But because this is Mother's Day, I'm specifically talking about the seasons of motherhood. This is not to discount the men and their role. The man's role is equally, if not more, important than the woman's role. But I'm specifically, because it's Mother's Day, referencing the nurturing incubator, the mother, the roles of the mother, the challenges of a mother, the seasons of motherhood. And on Father's Day, I'll come back and talk about the seasons of fatherhood, even though I'm not a father, but I can still give my insight or my perspective from my observation of fatherhood. So this season as a motherhood, again, the juggling of the schedules, the homework help, allowing them to be independent, but still giving them guidance and support into that teenager adolescent years where they have the mood swings and the peer pressure and the dating pressure and the social media pressure and all those pressures that come with those teen adolescent years, and as they navigate and you're trying to help them navigate, but you as a mother are also navigating, not only navigating if you have one child, but if you have more than one, and if you have a husband or a mate in the house, then you're trying to navigate the whole family thing, as well as navigating work and making sure that things are running smoothly for the household. And then that young adult, as the children transition into young adults, then the support does not end. A mother's support continues as that child goes into higher education, or it's a career path, or personal goals. This particular season involves a whole nother set of challenges for the mother. And one of those challenges is letting go and allowing the child to make their own decisions, but still providing the guidance that they need and the encouragement that they need. And then it goes, of course, into that empty nesting season when children start to leave the home and the mothers experience mixed emotions. They feel very good and excited and happy that the child has reached that milestone, but then there's that level of sadness, a sense of loss there. And but this particular season really is a great opportunity for mothers to connect with their own personal interests and to reconnect with hobbies and focus more on self-care in order to make it through this difficult time as a mother. Again, that same self-doubt may come in again on a different level. Did I do okay? I hope I did okay. I hope I gave them what they need. I hope I trained them well. And then balancing your own needs, um, you know, it takes on a whole new look as well, because what it looked like before, it doesn't look the same now that they're not in the house. But allowing what you gave that child to have grace for yourself, what brings you joy now, what brings you fulfillment, making sure you still keep that bond that you created as a mother. And if you have a mate in the house, to recreate or rekindle a whole new fresh start um, with you and your mate. And so the challenges associated with motherhood of adult children. Let's talk about that for a minute. That's a whole book. There are many challenges. It's a whole set of challenges and dynamic, when the relationship with adult children. Navigating boundaries as a mother. That's a big one. Navigating those boundaries as a mother can be extremely challenging for mothers to adjust to their adults, children's independence, still want to offer support, still want to guide them, but setting those boundaries for yourself and respecting their respect how much they allow you in, and if they don't want you to come but just so far, but respecting that is crucial, 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 crucial. Another challenge for adult children season is maintaining that communication. As adult children become more independent and you want to maintain that open and effective communication. However, you have to make sure that in those previous seasons of motherhood that you establish those communication um, and bonding techniques or time with them. And then it won't be as difficult. It will just continue on and it will transition and evolve into them becoming an adult, but still feeling comfortable and having that open and effective communication. Open communication and effective communication. Okay. It's extremely important. There's going to be a difference in opinions now that they are adults. They have formed their own opinions. They have their own opinions. They have a right to their own opinions. They may have a difference in their lifestyle than what you have or had. They may have a difference in their religious preferences. Their priorities may be different than what you think it should be or what yours are or was at that time when they were a kid. It's going to require just as much patience now with them as adults as it did when they were toddlers or when they were teens. It's going to require patience on your part and understanding from both parties, from you and that adult child. And this season of being an adult mother, um, respecting their choices. You know, as mothers in this season, we may find it challenging to accept our adult children's life choices, you know, whether it's career, relationship, lifestyle, whatever it is. But we have to, mothers, balance that desire to want to give them advice all the time, to want to fix it, but respecting their space, respecting how they perceive or their perspective on it, even whether we agree with it or not. We don't have to agree with it, but if we have established that open and effective communication with our children before they became adults, it makes it easier to respect one another's perspective and opinions once they become adults. But resisting that urge to want to step in, you know, to want to get into their space without being invited, letting go. That's a big challenge during this season of being a mother, is letting go. Many mothers struggle with letting go of their role as being that primary caregiver. If their adult children have a mate, have their own children, have their own way of making a living, whatever it is, we have to know our boundaries as a mother, and we come in as we are invited in, as we are asked to come in. If that communication has been established and that bond has been established, then it will not be as difficult. If it has not been established, it's not too late. It's never too late. But make sure that you do it very delicately, but allowing the adult children to make their own decision, even if we disagree. It can be especially challenging if our adult children go through hardships, and we see it and we think we can help, but sometimes they don't desire for us to help, but just be there to support them, and dealing with their life changes. Just like we deal with life changes, they deal with their life changes because they're on a journey just as we are on a journey still. They may have transition or uh, transition into being a spouse, a parent, or a major career move or change, or some other significant changes. So as things change with them, so does the change happens in the mother adult child relationship. So as mothers in this season, we must have the patience to adapt to these changes and find new ways to connect. And that can sometimes be challenging. And sometimes that means we may have to step back, step away, and allow them to maneuver as they want to or navigate. And then they will invite us in if necessary. And if we feel that they're not, then very delicately approaching the situation without controlling or trying to just fix it without their permission. Another challenge during this motherhood stage is managing our expectations. As mothers, we may have expectations about our adult children, how we think they should be able to achieve this, that, or the other. We may have our own expectations of how we want their relationships to be, who we want them to be involved with, how we want their lifestyle, what we think is best for them, but it may not align with their reality. We have to accept that during this season of motherhood, managing these expectations and accepting their choices. So if we accept our adult children for who they are, it can be a real become a real loving relationship. But if we do not, it can really create lots of tension, lots of distrust, lots of ill feelings. And so you don't want that, mothers. So coping with that empty nest syndrome, again, as children have left and they started their own lives. And in this season again, you may feel all kinds of different emotions that you have never felt before. It's okay, it's perfectly normal, it's possible. And then you may go up and down, because there are some days you're going to be shouting, excited, glad you have freedom, you did it. Woohoo, yes, it's all good. And then there's some days it's like, oh my goodness, they're not here anymore. They're doing their own thing. So as you navigate, they're navigating. So these challenges, but again, it's not just challenges, it's great joys and very rewarding. But through all of these seasons of being a mother's, make sure that you show unconditional love, that you are patient with yourself and with the child, that you are flexible, and that you're willing to adapt as things change. And, that's just the nature of being a mother. It's just the nature of being a mother. But maintain as they become adults, maintaining, first developing that mutual respect with your child, and then maintaining that mutual respect as they become adults, developing and maintaining open communication, developing and maintaining that unconditional love that they know without a doubt that it's there. And that will help strengthen that bond as that child grows, and as the mother evolves through the seasons. So does the relationship and the bond between the mother and the child, in spite of any challenges that may come up. Challenges will come up, um, as the seasons change, but they will not be as, how can I say it? They won't be big dynamite bombs, because you have been patient and loving and resilient, and going through all these seasons of motherhood, realizing that some things are beyond your control, that you're not expected to do it alone. Let help you when help is available, when help is needed. Being resilient, persevering, never giving up on your child, but starting very young to communicate, have patience, bonding. And as they grow and evolve, as life changes and these seasons come and go and transitions happen, because there's going to come a day, if we're blessed enough, that the roles will switch. We will be like the children, and they will be like the adult. And then they will need patience with us as we have patience with them. We will need to feel and know that they have unconditional love for us, and that we're not being a burden for them, and that they understand us as they then take on the role of possible caregiver as we grow old in that season of aging. So, I may have been talking a little fast, but it's extremely important. And I believe that this is one of my purposes, is to assist, um, others, mothers, and young parents or young adults to as they transition and evolve in the different seasons of life. And so, during this season of being a mother, these are the seasons, and you are blessed if you have been given the days to go through these various seasons, no matter how high the joys have been and how low the challenges have been. But just being given the responsibility, being chosen to have a soul that you are responsible for, whether the soul came through your natural womb, or whether that soul was chosen by you, or whether that soul, you acquired that soul. But either way, that soul came into your life, and you connected in a divine way to be a mother or a mother figure to another soul. That's an awesome, great responsibility, and it has great rewards, but it does not come with great challenges. So, all of the seasons of motherhood. So, give me your feedback on this. Um, I really pray that it has helped you. I have enjoyed recording it. I don't do videos often, and I attempted to do this once, and I went through the whole thing and realized that I wasn't even recording it. So here it is. Let me give me your feedback. I am going to look for your comments, and hopefully it helps you, and share it with somebody. All right. So I pray that you had a wonderful Mother's Day, no matter what role you play in mother, as a mother, a motherhood role, and what season you may be in. I pray that this particular video has been a blessing to you as it has been to me, because it has been a blessing for me to be a mother, to be a grandmother, to be a spiritual mother to many, to so many. And so may this find you with peace and blessings, and pray that you have had a wonderful day thus far. All right. Peace and blessings, and love you, love you, love you. Till next time.